Hello, and welcome back to the world of assassination and the trending contracts. And today's contract, simplicity at its finest, set in Whittleton Creek, and the contract ID is on the screen now for anyone who wishes to have a crack at it, and has been supplied to us today, courtesy of Plymouth's finest. So moving on to our briefing, and there isn't one, so we'll just say that our targets today have been rather naughty and they need to be punished. And speaking of targets, today we have 5 of them with no stipulations on how we dispatch them or what we wear whilst we do so, so we have a free map. And for today's challenge, we'll be starting at the default location, and we'll be bringing with us our silenced pistol and a melee knife. So right from the start and off the bat, we are going to make our way directly down the main street here and directly to our first target, who is the bug exterminator guy, and he is currently located behind his van, and he's about to engage in a phone call that we are about to interrupt with our very sharp piece of steel here. So one target taken care of. Now we're going to grab Mr. Batty's keys and then hide our friend in the bushes provided here, and then we can make our way into Mr. Batty's garden. You can just hop the fence, but I thought I'll take the keys as they're available, and we're going to make our way around to the rear of Nolan Cassidy's house and into the wilderness, and somewhere in amongst all of these bushes there is a poisonous lethal frog somewhere. Where are you? You're around here somewhere. Whereabouts are you? I think it may have jumped away. We have to move a safe distance away. I usually approach it from this angle, so it's much easier for me to find, and there we go. So now that we finally have our frog, we can move on to our next target, who is located in the wilderness area by the creek, which is just on the far side of Mr. Batty's property. There is our target. Now he's currently not in the best position for us, so we're just going to wait for him to go through his routine. It doesn't take very long, and he will go and stand right by the creek for a few moments. His colleague will be looking away, so we can just launch our knife at the back of his head, and that will drop him into the creek and hide the body. So let's move on to Nolan Cassidy, and for him we are going to use our poisonous frog along with a propane cylinder. So we're just going to exit out of the wilderness area, approach the house for sale. We're going to grab the keys from the plant pot just to the right of the front door, let ourselves in and make our way into the kitchen, retrieve the propane cylinder, and then make our way out of the rear door and across to the Wilson's property, and they are having their garden party, although unfortunately Richard Wilson has forgotten the gas cylinder. So we're going to take it to him. First of all, we're going to require the right change of disguise, and it just so happens that there is a muffin server in this room, and if we disturb him he will turn to leave and present his back to us, at which point we can render him unconscious, take his outfit, and then return to the garden party, and we are going to assist Richard with the barbecue. And first thing we need to do is make sure there is a barbecue. So we're going to add our propane cylinder to the barbecue here, and then we're going to take our position serving the hors d'oeuvres, and we are in for a bit of a wait. So we're just going to add our poisonous frog to the hors d'oeuvres, and Mrs. Wilson will give a long-winded speech, and then she will go and talk to Mr. Cassidy, and once all of that has played out, Mr. Cassidy will approach us, and at this point we can serve him the poisoned hors d'oeuvres. So once we've served Mr. Cassidy, we're going to move a safe distance away, look back over our shoulder just in time to see the CIA agent not paying enough attention to his surroundings. So 3 targets down, 2 more to go, and our final 2 targets are both in line for a quick flying lesson. So we're going to make our way now into the garden with the boat outside, and in their garden by their barbecue we will find a second propane cylinder, and we're going to take this cylinder and we're going to place it right over in the corner of the map where there is a small construction site located, and our target is located within. So we're just going to run all the way down the street until we get to the construction site just on our left. I'm just going to try and give this guard a nice wide berth as he does engage us in conversation. We're just going to stop at the barriers here until our target, who you can see ahead of us, moves away towards the bushes, and then we're going to place our propane cylinder roughly where he's standing now. So once he moves away, yes, it's a very hot day, sir, you should try doing some work. We're just going to sneak down and place our propane cylinder just on the corner of the paving slab there, and then make good our escape. And we're now going to make our way to the creek shed and retrieve the final propane cylinder, and we will line that up for our final elimination of the day as well. So once we get around to the creek, we're just going to hop in the rear window, grab the propane cylinder, and make our way now towards Janus's house, which is the middle house here, and our target, who is patrolling outside. He is just moving into the exact position we want him in. So we're going to place our propane cylinder just on the floor next to him somewhere. Around about there will do nicely. So once we've placed our propane cylinder, we're going to make our way over to the bushes yonder, and we've missed our opportunity for our target here, so we'll wait for him to move away from us, and his next port of call will be to engage the guard on the patio in conversation. And if we time our shot just about right, we can interrupt him on his way there, and instead he will go and investigate the strange noise coming from the propane cylinder. If I was him and I saw a propane cylinder leaking like that, I'd be heading in the other direction. Either way, he has come to investigate. We can then detonate the propane cylinder, and we can exit our bush here once we've put our silenced pistol away, as the whole area is crawling with armed guards pretending to be civilians. So we're now going to move on to our final target back at the construction site, and we're going to look for a nice clean spot with which to take out our target. And originally I was thinking of this bush, as the last bush worked quite well. Unfortunately, there is a guard right here kind of looking in this direction, which is going to make the shot very difficult. We'd have to move quite quickly. So I'm now thinking we should move, and the next nearest ideal location really would be the bushes opposite us, but getting in there could be troublesome. So the next nearest spot I think will be behind this truck, and from here hopefully, yes, we can see the propane cylinder. For some reason the guard's gone wandering off over yonder looking for me, but we are tucked up behind the vehicle here. So we're just going to wait now for our target to move into the ideal position, and then we can put our first bullet into the propane cylinder. So when he moves from his current position, he will have his back to us, and we can then shoot the propane cylinder, and we hopefully will get his attention and he will come back again, which we have managed to do. So we're just going to quickly holster our pistol until our target is in position. Unfortunately, he is now blocking our view of the propane cylinder, so our best bet will be to wait him out, and we'll let him go through his usual routine, and while he's away we can line up our shot ready and waiting. Now this does run a little bit of risk, as the construction worker, our target, may spot us as he's approaching the propane cylinder. Luckily this time round he hasn't, so we're just going to quickly detonate that, eliminate our target, and we're not going to take the construction site exit, which is the nearest exit, and we have now made the key available. But there is considerable panic going on with many armed guards running around, so we'll head to the next nearest available exit, which will be the bus stop exit. So there we go, one more trending contract taken care of, and we have confirmation all of our targets have been eliminated according to plan, and we get our silent assassin rating. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.